into a negative space and you can feel like empty and worthless and like you're not doing a good job and you're unproductive. But if you stay in that spot, then that can continue to keep on reproducing. And before long, you're pulling away from the things that you're best at doing. And for me, this is my sweet spot in life. This is my zone. And even when you get out of whack and out of rhythm, and sometimes your priorities are off, you just have to recalibrate so that you can get back in, right? So taking care of myself allows me to get back in. And I was like, all right, beginning of the year, if the Lord lets me breathe and cross over, let me adjust this, cross over to the beginning of the year. If I get to live into 2023, I'm back in the saddle and I'm going to be able to move forward, and I'm going to do it in a healthy way. So I wanted to kick off 2023 with what I call the 7 days of strategy, success strategy. And it's been built upon like the thoughts. For me, I'm a Bible person. I use the Bible to live, and it's part of how I'm able to encourage others. And then for me, it's not about whether or not somebody believes what I believe. I'm like, this is how I best serve. And so I wanted to share the way that I think and how I approach things so that it could be encouragement to someone else. And so every day this week, we've been going step by step through the book of Genesis, the very first beginning, chapter 1, where there's the 7 days, the 6 days of creation and what God was doing. And so yesterday we were talking about, and I shared about the gift of genius that is within everybody. I believe wholeheartedly that everyone has a gift of genius within them, and it is meant to operate in a particular environment. And when your gift of genius is activated, you will thrive. Like, it is different. I feel 100% better doing what I'm doing right now. This is my gift of genius. This is my sweet spot in life. I am like excited to do this. I look forward to doing this. And like the different components of our life need to be in order, right? Like I still need to take care of myself. And like I said, last year, I ran into a spot where I wasn't doing that so well. Like I was trying to serve, but I was actually pouring out from an empty cup, right? My cup was getting like, it was depleting, but I was still trying. I was like, I could just keep on trying. I could just keep on trying. And thinking that I could just push through it because that's a part of my mentality. Like, oh, I can just push through it. But I wasn't taking care of myself. So as I started to take care of myself and change my focus and really see what I needed, then now I feel a lot better. Like I needed to look at last year, and I had the surgery last year, and I decided on purpose, because I had surgery at the beginning of last year, I wasn't going to exercise, but so much, not really intense, and it really was kind of not at all. So I felt like a slacker, right? I was gaining weight, didn't feel good about that, right? But meanwhile, I was still trying to help and still trying to serve. And so what happens is my gift of genius was now feeling like it was being depleted. Now, as we cross over into the new year and we're strategizing, how do we actually do this? How do we actually move forward and transform our lives? Well, we've been going through that day by day, right? In Genesis chapter 1, the very first opening statement, it says, in the beginning, God created the heaven and the earth was without form and void, and darkness was upon the face of the deep. And the Spirit of God moved upon the face of the waters. And God said, let there be light. And there was light. And God saw the light, that it was good. And God divided the darkness from the light, and the evening and the morning were the first day. And so when we first started talking, we talked about heaven and earth, and heaven being, I said, let's use it as this example of something that is invisible, like our mindset, our thoughts, and the invisible. Earth being the actions that we can take, the things that we can do to actually change our lives. And then we said, okay, it says that the earth was without form and void. So when something is without form, it doesn't have structure. So we need to build in structure, and we need to fill up that structure, put some meat on the bones through strategy, step-by-step process. And then we looked at how there are surface level things and there are deep things. Surface level actions and there are deep actions. Surface level actions are the intro, the introductory steps, the basic things that we can take action on right now. Deeper things we don't necessarily know. They're more advanced techniques, we can move into those things later. So like, as I started in the gym this past week, I know a lot of stuff about training, right? I've owned my own gym. I've trained a lot of people. And so I know a lot, but I said, okay, what I'm going to do is keep it real basic. This first week, I gave myself a number of exercises that I've been doing every day, right? Not overwhelming myself with trying to go into the complexities of all kinds of Olympic lifts and things like that. No. We're going to go real basic. On my diet, I kept my diet real basic this week. I've been eating a ton of eggs, kielbasa, onions, peppers, right? And I was looking at my numbers. I'm like, okay, in the past, I don't know, 7 days, I'm down 3.6 pounds. Cool. But I eat the same thing every day, right? Keeping it basic. The same thing every day. My brother just left a few minutes ago, and this had to be a test, because he walks up to the door with pizza, which is my favorite, and he had pizza from my favorite place. Like, what? And he was like, yo, you want some? I'm like, no, I mean, I do, but no, I'm not going to take it. I'm like, I'm not going to eat it, but I wanted to. But it was definitely a test. And so, like, strategy, technique, how we move forward, being intentional matters. Your relationships matter, your finances, everything about you is going to come down to how intentional you are going to be. And so yesterday, when I talked about your gift of genius needing an atmosphere, I shared the example of a lion. And if you throw a lion in the ocean, even though the lion is known as the king of the jungle, if you take that same lion out of its environment of genius and you put it into the ocean, that lion, as great and majestic as it would be on the land, is only fish food in the ocean. All of that greatness in the wrong environment doesn't really look special at all. And many of us feel the same way. We just don't feel like we fit anywhere. We don't feel like our lives really have purpose or anything like that. And I shared yesterday how when you're in the wrong environment, when your gift is in the wrong spot, you'll just feel that way. And so we talked about yesterday being intentional about finding that place, the people, the places, the atmosphere where the best of us starts to come to life, right? Where we start to feel good, we start to feel productive, where we start to feel like, I'm really good at this. I really enjoy doing this, where you might even find yourself smiling doing some work, right? Because that's important. These are clues, these are indicators, right? And so we also talked about being at the right level, and how some of us have been playing so small for so long that we are malfunctioning because we are playing too small. And then the great opportunity for your life is to push out into the deep, to go from this place and say, I need to get into a deeper environment. I need to get around a greater challenge. I need to meet different people. I need to open up my network. I need to level this thing up to a different level that challenges the best of me to come to life. I can't play small anymore. And I shared this, that a great whale, as majestic as it might be, as great of a swimmer as it might be, if it is in the shallow end of the ocean, it only becomes bird food. A great white shark, you bring it up to the shore close enough, it's going to struggle because it belongs in the deep. And your gift of greatness, your gift of genius belongs in a deeper spot. So for somebody, that's your opportunity. Go bigger. Do the big thing. Like turn the lights on brighter. Go live. Open your business, get a store, whatever it is, like go ahead. You are not helping yourself by playing small because you don't belong in that small environment. Some of you have a greater voice. Let me just tell you, if you are a whale, a killer whale, but you are hanging out in the minnow section and have a minnow mindset, you are going to struggle because you are built for a different environment. So all that being said, let's jump into today, which is day 6. And I'm going to share something real quick with you, if you don't mind. And I'm going to bring it up and I'm going to read it, what it says about day 6 in the Bible. So here comes the Bible part. All right. It says, and God said, let the earth bring forth the living creature after his kind, cattle and creeping thing and beast of the earth after his kind, and it was so. And God made the beast of the earth after his kind, and the cattle after their kind, and every creeping thing that creepeth upon the earth after their kind. And God saw that it was good. And God said, let us make man in our image, after our likeness, and let them have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the fowl of the air, and over the cattle, and over all the earth, and over every creeping thing that creepeth upon the earth. So God created man in his own image. In the image of God created he him, male and female created he them. And God blessed them. God blessed them. And God said unto them, be fruitful, multiply, and replenish the earth, and subdue it, and have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the fowl of the air, and over every living thing that moveth upon the earth. And God said, behold, I have given you every herb bearing seed which is upon the face of the earth, and every tree in the which is the fruit of a tree yielding seed. To you it shall be for meat. And to every beast of the earth, and to every fowl of the air, and to everything that creepeth upon the earth, wherein there is life, I have given every green herb for meat. And it was so. And God saw everything that he made, and behold, it was very good. And the evening and the morning were the sixth day. Now, during that, I was putting some emphasis on some things, and I just want to go back because it says that God made the beast of the earth after his kind, and the cattle after their kind. And after going through all that, God gets to this point and he says, let us make man in our own image, male and female, mankind in our own image. Why? Because everything reproduces after their own kind. And so when cattle reproduce cattle and birds reproduce birds, then God said, I'm going to reproduce myself into the image and likeness of these people. And so sometimes we struggle in life because we have an identity crisis, and we don't think that we really are as special as we are. But this particular passage says that God made you and I in his image and said, I not only am making you in my image, but I'm giving you an assignment. Your assignment is to rule over this thing called earth. I'm giving you a place to operate in your gift of genius. And I want you to do something with your gift of genius. I want you to be, I've designed you to be fruitful. I've designed you to multiply. I've designed you to replenish. I've designed you to subdue. I've designed you to have dominion. Now, if you've ever heard me say this phrase, dominate life, now you know where it comes from. It comes right out of Genesis. Because my words to you are to encourage you not to have life standing over top of you, but for you to stand over top of life. This has nothing to do with standing over top of and dominating another person or controlling people and pushing people down. That's not what it says. When you go through that particular passage, it talks about ruling over the earth and over the atmosphere, but it does not talk about ruling over other people. Why? Because people are not meant to rule over other people. And that is why when people try to oppress people, people always rise up. Because we're not designed to be oppressed. We are not designed to be pushed down by someone else. And our gifts of genius are not designed to work that way. See, people think that, oh, I'm the leader. I get to control and rule over you. No. That's not right. That's not how we're designed. You and I are designed to rule over an area of gifting. Bible says in another place that you have a treasure within your earthen vessel. There's a treasure inside of you. It also says that it was the glory of God to conceal a matter and the honor of kings to search it out. So let me just clarify. There is something hidden within you that you are to meaning not, cover, meaning conceal. You have to discover your gift of genius. You have to discover your greatness within. And when you take that gift of genius and you are fruitful with it and you multiply it and you replenish with it, meaning you give back into the world with your gift of genius, and then you subdue your gift, meaning you control it. You control the market right there, that gift of genius. That is how you dominate life. Let me show you something real quick. This, we know these to be bananas. So now let's think about this. A banana tree that is just standing, that is not fruitful, not all that impressive, right? It's not doing its job. It's a banana tree. It is supposed to bring forth bananas. But a banana tree, if it is being fruitful, what's the fruit of the banana tree? It's the banana, okay? What is it doing? The fruit, when I am fruitful, I am bearing my fruit. Now, for me, part of my gift of genius, the fruit I'm supposed to bear has to do with me speaking and teaching. So I am being fruitful right now in this moment. I am delivering my gift of genius. A banana tree is delivering its gift of genius when it begins to produce bananas. And so it is being fruitful. Now, how do we multiply? Well, we multiply because in this banana, there are seeds of more bananas. In your gift of genius, when you begin to deliver it, when you begin to do the thing that you can do, there's a gift. And in your gift, there is a seed. That seed reproduces more gifts. It reproduces more for you to give to the world. You'll start to figure out some things and learn some things. The idea within you will begin to produce more ideas. There is opportunity within you that will change your entire life because of what's in it. Like sometimes we struggle financially and mentally and with our purpose because we've been holding on and keeping our gift, and we're like holding it, and I just want to protect it, and somebody might make fun of me if I show them my gift of genius. But God said, you were made in my image and in my likeness. I have made you to rule over your gift and to be fruitful, full of fruit. And not only once, but to multiply. And not only that, but to replenish. Now, to replenish means I need to take what I have and I need to put it in places and give it to places where it is lacking. Someone needs you to step up and give what you have into a place that is missing what you have. It can be a song, it can be a book, it can be a class, it can be babysitting, it can be walking dogs, it can be whatever it is that you do. It can be painting nails, it can be whatever it is that you do. You have to take it and not be selfish. Hold it. I just need to protect it because somebody might laugh at me. What? Being laughed at is a part of it. You have to be laughed at. Someone has to tell you that you're crazy. Someone has to think that it's ridiculous. Like that is, please, that's just the beginning. That's just the beginning of the journey. Like, don't even worry. People are going to make fun of you when you start to tell them what your gift is. When you start to show up, they're going to be like, well, what do you know? Don't worry about that. Be fruitful. See, and here's the thing about fruit. Fruit is not actually real, okay? Fruit is a category. We don't go to the store and go get fruit. We go to the store and we go get a banana, which is in the category of fruit. So you being fruitful isn't about one particular thing. It's about whatever your thing is. You be fruitful in your gift. What is the name of your fruit? It might be speaking. It might be being a mechanic. It might be car detailing. It might be doing hair. That is your fruit. I'm an esthetician. That is your fruit. So you be fruitful. You be full of it. Be full of that fruit. Learn it. Right? Then you multiply in that. Then you take and start doing somebody's hair. Then you take and start doing somebody's budget. Then you start running someone's ads for them. Whatever it is that you do, every bit of your genius has a space in which it's to operate. You're called to this moment. This is your assignment. Like, don't downplay it. There's no more downplaying. Because you're going to be fruitful, you're going to multiply, you're going to give and replenish, and then you're going to subdue. What does it mean to subdue? That means that you are going to be so great at this. You're going to corner the market. You're going to be known for that. People are going to know you for your fruit. You know a tree by its fruit. They will know you by your fruit. What you bring to the world, what you deliver to the world, people will know you by that. Like, don't be ashamed of that. Be like, oh, that's my nail tech. That's Susie, the nail tech. That's such and such, the doTERRA girl. That's fine. They know you by your gift. Why? Because they want your gift. They want the fruit. They don't, they like the tree, but they want the fruit, right? So it's okay. Like, I'm gonna be so good at this fruit that people that need this fruit, they're gonna come to me. They'll be drawn to me. They'll be attracted to me because I have this fruit. And this works everywhere. You want the right person to be attracted to you for romance and love and maybe marriage? Take care of your tree, produce a certain kind of fruit. Because a certain kind of fruit, your language, your thoughts, the way you carry yourself, everything about you, it will cause some people to say, I don't want that. But it'll cause someone to say, that is just the fruit that I was looking for. There goes my wife. There goes my husband. Be fruitful, multiply, replenish, subdue, have dominion. What does it mean to have dominion? To have dominion, it means that you have a domain that you have mastered. You have an environment that you are the authority, that you are controlling, that you are tending to that environment, you are caring for. See, dominion doesn't mean I am just like oppressive and beating people down. And no. Dominion means I have taken something and I have put myself in such authority and mastery and control of it that I do this and I do it well. And how do we know that? Because the opening statement was be fruitful, positive, multiply, increase, replenish, give back to, subdue, mastery. Like you want to control this. Have control. Have dominion, authority, mastery, a high level of skill. This is a game changer for your life. When you get this in your understanding about your potential, about your gifts, about your talents, regardless of how successful you are right now. If you're making 100 million, well, guess what? You have more inside of you. That's not your limit. Be fruitful. There's more. There's more in you. So like you get to tap into a new level of mastery by giving more, by serving more, by discovering the next level, by seeking that next seed. And like, what else is there? What else can I do? According to what it says right in the Bible, and you don't have to believe this. I'm like not trying to sell you on believing that. If this doesn't sound good to you, I'm just the messenger. It sounded good to me. It helped me change my life because I used to walk around with my head down, so ashamed and depressed about myself. I didn't want people to look at my face. These lips, I used to feel really bad about them because people used to make fun of me about them. I remember being in elementary school, walking around with my head down and people making fun of me. You got big lips, you got big lips. And I used to I didn't like it. I was ashamed of myself. And imagine if I still thought that way today, I wouldn't be talking to you right now. I wouldn't post on social media. I wouldn't share anywhere because I would just be ashamed of myself. And I remember getting to that point and reading in Genesis, the very opening pages of the book. And I'm like, it hit me different. It's like, I'm made in God's image and likeness. And I just started asking the question, like, what does that mean? What does that mean? Like, I wasn't being religious. Like, I grew up in a pastor's home. My dad's a pastor. My uncle's a pastor. My grandpapa's a pastor. I got pastors. Both of my grandparents, fathers are pastors. I grew up, but there was something different when I realized that I was made in God's image and likeness. I was like, no, I'm actually a representative figure of God in the earth, to love people, to care about people, to nurture a gift that is within me. That was a game changer for me. And I said, you know what? I'm never going to doubt that I have purpose and potential. And if I'm to have dominion, I must have a domain. Now get this. In 2023, the opportunity that each and every person has is to go online. You can go to, GoDaddy or something like that. And you can go claim a domain. You can actually have a domain name, which is totally important because you need to know where your gift of genius is called to operate. So, like, what's your domain name? What's the name of your domain? What's the name of the space that you are supposed to be a master in? Has nothing to do with other people. Your gift of genius is the leadership that you've been looking for. And I'm telling you, you are a leader. You've just been trapped in a follower. You just didn't think that you were a leader because you're like, but who's going to follow me? It's not about people following you. Your leadership, it's about you mastering your gift of genius and delivering that to the world. People, like, they like me, but it ain't about me. It's about the gift. People want the gift. They want your gift. They'll see you. They'll be happy to see you, but they want the gift. Like, can you bake? They want the gift. They're like, wait, I'm glad that you're here, but did you bring a cake? Right? Like, I'm glad that you're here, but can you fix my nail? Like, I chipped my nail. Could you fix it? They want your gift of genius. And it's good. Like, you can benefit from the tree, but ultimately, if you want a banana, you're like, I want a banana. So, like, if you can get this and understand that you have a gift of genius and start living it out, start living in your gift of genius, what you're going to do is you're going to be able to not only be a tree that reaches out and bears fruit for others, but you'll probably help somebody live too. You'll be able to tell them, no, 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 you have a gift of genius in you too. I believe so many more young people like growing up today need to hear this message because, they're like, they're trying to be something. They're trying to be the thing that they're supposed to be. Oh, I'm going to be an influencer. Well, okay, but maybe you're not meant to be a social media influencer. Maybe that's not your thing. Maybe that is your thing. Find your thing. One of my favorite words is discover, because dis means not, cover means conceal. And when you discover the very best of you, you have the power to change your entire life. Not only your life, but the lives of those that you interact with. And so I just encourage you, like, if you've never really heard it, that you are made in God's image and likeness. And if you're like, but I don't believe in God, all right, well, this isn't going to work. Like, the formula doesn't, you're going to fight against the formula, but I'm just trying to share with you, like, it might not be so bad. Like, wait a second. To be made in God's image and likeness, to be standing here on the earth right now, what does that mean for me? What does that mean for the capacity of my life? What does that mean for the power that is within me? If I just saw myself the way that God sees me, not that the way some religious person says that God sees you. That's not what I'm talking about. Because religious people will have you jacked up, thinking like you're just messed up all the time. No. Does God like every decision that we make? No. But let's bring it back. You are made in God's image and likeness. That means that God saw you and said, like it says here, you are very good. God looked at everything that he made and said, it is very good. Not just good. It was like very good. And so tonight, please know you are very good with a gift of genius in you. And you might have accumulated a number of years in life. You may have had some struggles, some setbacks. You may have failed. You may have been disappointed. You may have been hurt. You may have done some things. All that aside, you have been made in the image of God with a gift of genius to make an impact on the world. And so take it. Take time at the beginning of this year, like, sit by yourself a little bit, get quiet, hear your own thoughts, find those places where you come to life, where your creative mind starts to work, or your technical mind starts to work, or you can engage with people well. Whatever it is that you do, take time to really find it and ask yourself, what can I do with this gift of genius? possibilities for your life, endless. Thanks for being here. Thank you for taking time out of your day to be in this moment. Thanks for encouraging me. Your presence is encouragement to me. And I'm honored to have had this time. What I want to do, I want to do it real quick and close out with prayer and just bless you as you have the rest of your night. So, Father, thank you for this day that you have made and given to us as an opportunity to again have joy and be glad. Thank you for each and every person that is here. Thank you for those that are a part of Team Replay that will watch later. I pray blessings upon all here live and those on the replay. I pray that their gift of genius would be agitated in this moment, that there's something on the inside that just starts to stir up, that they start to realize that they do have a gift and they do have a gift to serve in this world, that they can be fruitful and that they are called to multiply and replenish and subdue and have dominion, that life is not supposed to be over top of them, but they are to stand over top of life and have authority and power and control, and life is not supposed to beat them down. They're not designed for that. So I pray that someone right now would just have a defiant attitude and spirit within them that says, this is it. No more. No more am I letting life just step all over me and beat me down. It's time for me to rise up. And I pray that that person and those people would rise up, that they would stand up, step into their gift, step into their moment, go out into the deep end, do what they need to do so that their gift of genius can live and that they can see themselves fully the way that you see them, as a person that is powerful, as a person that is made in the image and likeness of the Almighty God, and that they would make a difference in this world and that their life would forever be changed. I pray blessings upon each one as we go our separate ways. I pray that you would encamp angels around them to keep them protected and safe and encouraged even as they step into this next new chapter of their lives. And I thank you in advance for the many wonderful stories and testimonies that will come from these times and the decisions that are being made even right now. Thank you, Lord. We love you. In Jesus' name, amen. All right, go out, live now. Now it's time for you to go live. So be fruitful. Every time you see a banana, I hope you think about this. Be fruitful. Have a fantastic night. I love you all so much. Thanks for being here. I'm B.A. Shepherd, 2 P's, A-R-D, reminding you to be a shepherd. The world has enough sheep. Love you much. See ya.